Since really the month of November in 2020, there's been a lot of conversations, a lot of speculation surrounding Florida-Georgia Line and the relationship of the members Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelley. As we know, their last performance was in August of 2022, and following that performance, there has still been a lot of talk and discussion about the two members. Fans also have been curious, will we see a reunion with Florida-Georgia Line in any type of capacity whatsoever, whether that be the recording studio or a live performance, what have you. And today it appears as though we actually have an answer for you regarding Florida-Georgia Line reuniting. And it comes from Tyler Hubbard. Hubbard is currently out doing his media rounds right now, promoting his newest album, Strong. And during his media rounds, he stopped to speak to People magazine for an exclusive interview where he went into detail about going back to Florida-Georgia Line. Now, Tyler Hubbard didn't stop there because he also provided a response to one of Brian Kelley's latest singles titled Kiss My Boots, which fans have believed for some time that that song may or may not be a diss track to Tyler Hubbard. But again, I think Tyler Hubbard has given us a pretty clear answer on what we can expect moving forward with Florida-Georgia Line's future. Just before we get to Tyler's latest remarks, I want to kind of take you through this journey of Florida-Georgia Line since November of 2020 when all of the rumors and speculations started about the group. First, I want to take you back to when things really started heating up in the Florida-Georgia Line world, and that's when Brian Kelley and Tyler Hubbard unfollowed each other on social media around the election time in 2020. This, of course, had fans speculating about Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelley's relationship, but they clarified this in an interview with SiriusXM's Stormy Warren on the Exit 209. Tyler Hubbard said, "Somebody sent me an article 2 days ago that me and BK were breaking up, and I thought, well, that's news to me. I unfollowed BK for a few days while we were through this political, in the middle of this election and everything going on. I even called him and I told him, I said, hey buddy, I love you, and I love you a lot more in real life than on your stories right now. So that's why I'm unfollowing you. Nothing personal. I still love you. You're still my brother. I just didn't want to see it every time I opened Instagram, and so it wasn't a big deal." Hubbard added, "We're on great terms. We're feeling stronger than ever. We're loving and supporting each other through even all the chapters that we're in now and excited for the future, but thought it was pretty humorous and entertaining that somebody took the time to notice that in the first place and then turn it into a story that Florida-Georgia Line is breaking up. That being said, we can't wait to go on tour next year together." Now, Brian Kelley also spoke about these rumors of them breaking up at the time, denying that that was something that was immediately coming. He says, "We were literally on a call yesterday, just showing up the last details of our record and working on getting some touring cities out here soon and a couple of announcements. But that came through in the middle of our team call, and we're just like, well, that's interesting. We are on a phone call together right now talking about the future. So pretty interesting." Brian Kelley even joked saying, "We are going to go full WWE on this thing." This was also quite the detailed response from both Brian Kelley and Tyler Hubbard. Hubbard even continued and added, "We've always said we really complement each other well. We're a lot different, but we're also a lot alike. And fundamentally, we do think a lot alike. Politics is created innately to divide. There's a right and a left, and there is no middle. There might be a middle, but ultimately, politics is created for division." He adds, "As it relates to politics, we might have different views or a different set of opinions or the way we perceive our leaders, but ultimately, we're a lot alike, and we think a lot alike. We both believe in God, and we both put our faith in Him, and we know that He's in control over Donald Trump or Joe Biden. So we're voting Jesus in our world and trusting that He's in control and letting our risks come there." They also dived into really their private relationship, even discussing that the two went to therapy. Tyler Hubbard continues and says, "We have been on a 10-year relationship, a 10-year partnership, a 10-year commitment to each other. And yes, there have been hard times. It's not all sugar-coated. And so truth is, and I think this is important to talk about, me and BK have done work. We've gone to therapy. We've sat with each other and wanted to kill each other at times, but by the end of it, we were hugging it out. You know what I mean? Because we're brothers, and that's what brothers do. And brothers don't always get along." Tyler Hubbard goes on to say, "We've had moments where we want to kill each other, other, but a lot of it's out of love. We put that first and foremost, and we know the importance of our relationship and how much love we have for each other. Over the years, we've worked to become stronger and stronger and stronger, and that's even through the hard times. It's made us stronger as friends and brothers and partners, so we're really thankful for it. Now, again, in that interview with Stormy Warren, Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelley were denying the speculation and denying the rumors that they were going to be breaking up. They ended up going on that tour that they talked about in that interview. And again, as we know, however, their last show was in August of 2022. They have not been together since, as they have been working on their solo projects. But just recently, something interesting and something that really caught the eye of a lot of fans was the release of one of Brian Kelley's latest singles, titled Kiss My Boots. Now, as you can see here on Brian Kelley's Instagram, he shared multiple clips teasing the song before it was actually released. And in these clips that he was teasing were lyrics of the song that he was sharing. And in these lyrics, he talks about betrayal, a deep wound, his name having dirt thrown on it around this small town. He had also shared at one point that he has been quiet on whatever this subject matter is, and now he is going to be airing it out. And because of these little nuances and details that fans were hearing in the lyrical content of the song, it was rumored to be some sort of a diss track to Tyler Hubbard. Now, Brian Kelley did take to his YouTube channel where he shared the meaning behind the song, and he spoke about how the song was about a relationship, a betrayal, and some emotions that he had been dealing with for quite some time. Now, what else is interesting to note in this YouTube video for behind the lyrics of Kiss My Boots, Brian Kelley mentioned about going through a tough situation over the past couple of years, and that this was no different, and he wanted to pour his heart out into a song. Again, to be clear, Brian Kelley has never come out publicly or outright said that this song is in fact related to his relationship with Tyler Hubbard. But when you look at the timeline of Kelley mentioning the past couple of years, 2024, just a couple of years prior to that, is 2022, around the time that Florida Georgia Line did perform their last show and made their split to move on from one another and to work on their solo projects. Now that we've kind of gone through a quick overview of events through Florida Georgia Line's saga, we're going to get into Tyler Hubbard's latest remarks. And again, this comes from an exclusive, from an interview with People. Tyler Hubbard was asked about Florida Georgia Line. He spoke on going back to Florida Georgia Line. He did admit it was a cool season of life and I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I don't want it back. I'm in a way different place and I wouldn't trade it. And as you can see here, People mentions that Tyler Hubbard is not looking to comment on Brian Kelley's song Kiss My Boots during his interview. So there was a prepared statement for that response. The response was, I'm happy for BK and I hope he's happy and that he's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing. I want only good things for him and I wish him the best. There has never really been an official statement or an official announcement that Florida Georgia Line has broken up, but the little nuances that we have seen throughout their story and their history, especially the events that happened after the initial unfollow from Tyler Hubbard and BK, it doesn't appear that Florida Georgia Line will be back together in any type of capacity anytime soon. And then especially now hearing what Tyler Hubbard had to say, where he says, I don't want it back, it seems like a pretty clear response saying that Florida Georgia Line, Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelley will not be linking back up. The two are finding great success with their solo projects, and they each seem to be very happy in the position that they're currently in right now. And if you are a fan of Florida Georgia Line, you know that Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelley are both extremely talented artists, and there's no reason that we all cannot continue to support and appreciate and enjoy each of their projects, their talents, and their music. But of course, guys, we gotta ask, what are your thoughts on this down below in the comments? Again, please let us know down below. That will be it for today's video here on CountryCast. Be sure to subscribe as well down below so you never miss out on any breaking news and updates.